Hello everyone, this video explains how easy it is to publish a mobile app into the top market platforms. We demonstrate that the whole process can take less than 5 minutes as far as you have previously set up some prerequisites. The method we're going to show allows to target any market such as Apple Store, Google Play, Windows Mobile. It requires no installation because we are going to use cloud services from Google and PhoneGap, and it has no cost because these services are free. We'll start by developing our app, then we'll test it in our laptop, we'll create an executable and test it on the device, and finally we'll publish it on the market, which in this case will be Google Play. And these are the prerequisites for each of these steps. The development will be very short, so we'll simply use a notepad. For local tests we need a browser that is able to show HTML pages, currently only one, so no problem. For creating the executable we'll use PhoneGap, so we need an account, for example the free one. To test the executable on our device, we need any tool that's able to copy and install a file into it. We'll use Astor in this case. And finally, for the publications, we'll need an account for the specific market. And attention to this, a mechanism to sign our app. This last step is maybe the most difficult, so let's see some hints about it. For Android, we'll need the Google Play license, which costs $25 and you pay it only once. This is the one we're going to use in this tutorial. iOS is somewhat more expensive, $80 per year. And about PhoneGap, in our case it will be free because the service allows one free app, but you may prefer a premium plan which costs $10 per month. The key store is free, though it is somewhat complicated to set up. Fortunately, it's quite well explained, for example, in this link. And just a final note about this tutorial, since it's about publishing rather than developing, to make it shorter we'll modify an existing app rather than developing it from scratch. Anyway, the steps we're going to follow are the same as if our app were new. So let's start precisely by development. I'm going to download the sources from an app which are in a zip file in Google Docs. Now we'll uncompress them in any folder. For example, directly in the root file folder. And that's it. Let's see how our app looks like in a browser. Here it is. And now imagine we want to add an icon to this button at the top right. For this, I edit the HTML file directly with Notepad, look for the button, and add the code necessary to display the icon. Okay. We're already able to test the modification locally. So if we go back to the browser and refresh the page, we can verify that indeed the icon appears within the button. Once we've tested the app locally, we can proceed to generate the executable. The first step is to edit the configuration file, which is called config.xml, in order to increase the version of our app. This is necessary for the last step because otherwise we would get an error telling us that this version is already published. Once this is done, we must zip our app because this is the format required by PhoneGap. Here it is. So now we open the PhoneGap website. If we search for PhoneGap build, the first result will bring us there. We must log in my case using another account, and the first thing to do is to edit our profile in order to unlock the case store. This is because for security reasons PhoneGap blocks it every 24 hours. Okay. We can now upload the file we've just generated, and we'll see how PhoneGap starts generating the executable for each app. The iOS generation fails because we have not set up any case store for iOS. But the mobile generation succeeds, and now it's generating the version for Android. And here it is. We push the button in order to download the app in any folder, and go to that folder in order to find our app. Here it is. We give it a more friendly name, and we'll be ready to test our app in a local device. I've got a Nexus phone plugged into the laptop, so I use the Laptop Explorer in order to copy the executable into a folder of the device. That's it. And now we go to the device and use any file manager tool, in this case Astro, in order to locate our file and install it. Everything okay. Let's open the app to verify it's up and running, and with the new icon embellishing the login button. And finally, we can proceed to publish our app. For this, we access to a specific market website, in this case Google Play, and we select our app. If it were new, we should follow some more steps to create it, give a name, description, promotional picture, etc. But finally, we will end up, like here, uploading the APK file generated in the previous steps. After selecting it, Google Play checks that everything's okay, and finally it notifies us that the operation has succeeded and that our app will be available in short. I'm looking forward to see your apps here.